Well, I thought I appeared automatically. I don't know. I got to figure this thing out. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. I hope that your week is off to a good start, no matter where you are. Welcome, welcome. I see several folks here in the chat already. Looking forward to this evening. So, my goodness, it does feel like it was just yesterday that we did a stream, but that's just because I've been working like a crazy man trying to get some writing done for the TTT and for the PPP as we continue our 10-episode run through Eldarian and Arendis as I get season 13 of The Daily Show underway. Well, before I get started with tonight's session, thankfully no longer in Moria, but in Lorien, do we have any questions in the chat? I'm going to be happy to answer anything about the moot, the PPP, the TTT, anything Tolkien related, whatever you might have on your mind. Well, thank you, Katie. That might be a bit of a stretch, but I appreciate it. It's very kind. Let's see. Oh, I should probably put this up. The moot. Don't forget the moot. If you haven't yet registered, please do. We are really looking forward to a fantastic event. We have reached our break-even point, so now we know that it can go forward without me losing thousands of dollars. So that means that since it is going to happen, you should come. If I could invite anybody from the Legendarium to give a keynote at the moot. Does Tolkien count? Because I would absolutely love to have Professor Tolkien come and give a keynote at the moot. That would be fantastic. But if it has to be a character from the moot, if it has to be a character, it would have to be Faramir. It would have to be Faramir. I mean, if it's a first stage character, okay, Finrod, Katie's right there. But if I can only pick one, Faramir, for sure. Yeah. Love to talk with him. Well, I'm going to go ahead and remove the moot thing. I didn't say Katie was right. I said if you're talking about first stage, then Finrod. But, if that was your guess for what I was going to say, then you weren't right. Gandalf's a good one. I like that, Dan. Círdan. Good. Melian, Luthien. Katie, you're not allowed to submit 4 names. That does not work. Because then you're going to just name everybody. Well, he gives a keynote. How can Huon attend and give a keynote if he isn't allowed to speak? I don't know. That's a very good question. There are a lot of good ones. Well, that was a good question. That was a really good question. Let's see. Yeah, there are so many. Yeah, definitely don't want him to. Well, it's too late. He's already spoken this 3 times. So if he can come, then he can speak. That's a good question. Now, looking forward to it. Actually, briefly spoke with my former co-host and my co-author and moot keynoter himself, Sean Marchese, the Lord of the Mark. Didn't have a long conversation with him today. It was actually just a quick business talk because of the situation with our former publisher. But we've got that all squared away, and he is looking forward to giving a talk for you all. So, well, I guess I should probably just go ahead and get into the game, huh? I mean, really, let's do that. Try to do some research for me. What research did you do? Knew of anybody from the Legendarium that could deliver a keynote? I'm so sorry. I'm very confused. Perhaps the lag is what's confusing. Oh, publishers. Yeah, the problem is I don't think there's really any the book already exists. It's been out for 2 years. It's sold the number of copies that it's sold, which is not a whole lot, It's fewer than the number of listeners to the show. Let's put it that way. And I don't think we're going to be able to shop that to a big publisher and get them interested. Because they're not going to get that initial burst of sales, right? I mean, a book typically gets most of its sales in the early days, and this book did as well. And I just don't think we're going to be able to find anybody who had been interested, but that's okay. It's better that our books stay in print. And so we have happily re-signed with, I still think it's just Mango in a new costume, but Key Lime is the name of the publisher. They're the ones that have taken over for Mango. They're basically the same company. Just finished rereading Eldarion and Horrendous. Something how much the readings benefit. I'm so glad, because I'll tell you what, it is an incredible story, not just because it's a great story, but because it's so different than anything else Tolkien's written. It is such a human drama, and it is an in-depth character study of two people to a degree we don't get really anyplace else. And it's another wonderful example of how Tolkien doesn't write characters that are black and white. You can't say Eldarion's the good guy and Horrendous is the bad guy. You can't say the other way around, that Horrendous is the good guy and Eldarion's the bad guy. They both have terrible flaws, but they both have good in them. It's such an incredible story. But I will tell you, the first 4 or 5 episodes are simply Eldarion bashing, like the whole time. Nine out of 10 times we're hitting him over the head. I promise you, Horrendous gets hers. I don't think I've seen that skit, Tari Malaline Way. But yeah, Mango Publishing had been around for a while. They had a different way of doing business. Instead of giving you an advance, they just give you a larger percentage of the royalties. And that's the other reason why we went ahead and stuck around, is because we are at the threshold where our percentage of sales goes up by a little bit. And so that just made sense. Anyway. Yeah, it really, I got to tell you, if you've never ever listened to the Prancing Pony podcast, then first of all, who are you and why are you here? But second, listen to the Eldarion and Horrendous episodes, because you're going to get so much from this story. And we really think that people will enjoy that immensely. And then to carry that into after the holidays, when James and I, at least that's the plan, will cover the story of Tal Elmar, which is really an incredible segue from the story of Eldarion and Horrendous and the expansion of Numenor and the coast of Middle Earth into the rest of the Second Age. It's going to be really, really good. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and pull up the game. There's our little guy. What did I work in? See, that's the thing. I just never know. So, Katie, what did I do that you saw? And yeah. Yeah, you know what? Maybe the fall festival. It's not that I'm not a festival person, it's that I haven't really done them, because I tend to stick with the stories. And there's this time pressure in festivals to accomplish a lot in a short time. Like, you got to get on every day. Oh yeah. That is how I broke up the coverage. I wanted to do it all together with Sarah, but that would have resulted in 14 episodes with her. And then History of Galadriel and Celeborn would have been 8 episodes with James. And that didn't feel like a good, a fair attempt, fair working with both of them. So, and James is great. So I'm looking forward to him too. It's going to be so good. And we're hoping to have a special guest throw my schedule into total disarray in late November or early December. I'll just leave it at that until I've had things confirmed. But yeah, the festivals are great, but I don't do well with get online every day for the next 14 days. Like, I just don't do well with that. So, all right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the cross chat stream. So YouTubers talk amongst yourselves and Twitchers talk amongst yourselves. And as always, if you have a question in chat, pop it in there. I will do my very, very best to answer it. If I don't spot it, it is most likely that Katie will, and she will try to bring that to my attention in the in DMs here. So, all right. All right. Where were we with Hilbern the last we saw him? Kirin and Galath. I feel like it needs to be said in that sort of voice. Kirin and Galath, Welcome to the heart of elvendom on Earth. All right. It's not that I'm not a festival guy. It's that I just don't have time to do them. uh, okay, so the last time we were here, we were told to go talk to Merietic Brandybuck. But we also have some other things that we can do. So start colors, we're supposed to collect chalk and red berries. So first of all, Mary is to the southeast of where I'm located. You'll see I'm right below where it says Karen Amaroth on the map, and there's a little glowing ring by a statue down there. That's presumably the mirror of Galadriel, and that's where Mary is. So we'll go talk to him. Start colors is all around this way. That's where I'm supposed to collect the chalk and the red berries. And then there's some saplings that I'm supposed to check out a little further to the northeast. I'll go do that as well. And then shapes from shapelessness. I'm supposed to gather birchwood and stone. That's also over there, closer to the river's edge on the Anduin. So just as a reminder geographically of where Lorien lies, the Misty Mountains are over here to the west. And we came down past the Mirror. The Anduin is here. The Nimrodel here, right? So the Silverlode. And here it is on the map. So we can see coming out of Moria and into Lothlorien and down to the Anduin. And then, of course, down here is where you'll see the Celebrands, right? And that's where it feeds into the Anduin. And this would be where the battle took place with Cirion and Eorl. All right. Then what? Elisar and Endomiel. What's that one? That's talk to 3 different people. They are located all over. All right. I'm just catching up real quick. Yeah. All right. Yeah, LotRO map for the win for sure. All right. I'm going to go ahead and head over towards this person, whoever's over here. First, we're going to chat with Mary later, but let's go and get some of these other quests done because we want to build some rep with these people for good reason. And while we're here, we'll also look for the chalk and the red berries. I should turn this on so I get find the path. And we're going to turn on track mines because there will be some Khazad Skarn deposits in the region. Scholar of the Trees. Now, we've already gotten that stable down there. I'm not seeing any chalk or red berries. What are they saying? From white rocks, gather red berries from the bushes found in the forest to the west. Ah, there's some berries. Yeah, I'm definitely not wanting to kill anything around here. This is a place where killing things can hurt your reputation very badly. Now, currently, of course, I don't have a lot of reputation with them. You'll see that my reputation with the Galadrim is barely an acquaintance, right? 5,000 out of 20,000 on the acquaintance level. Now, it's okay to kill like the warthogs or whatever they are, the wild animals. In fact, there's a deed to do it, but you want to be careful about killing, deer, presumably other innocent like life. So we're not too far from one of these 3, Penaseth, Melwi Brenil, or Nyrus. And we will have already collected all the berries, which is good. So now if we look at the map, it should show a different area. See, there we go. That's the area where the stones are. Now, apparently this person I need to talk to is up there. I'm not exactly sure how to get up there. So we're going to wander around this hill and see if we can get there. Looks like we can. Right this way. There we go. Aha. See, it says protected. So a tree scraping piglet is protected. If it says protected, don't kill it. All right, Penaseth. You discovered Keren Nauth.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
So this is a little bit of a background about Aragorn and Arwen, because of course we know that they plighted their troth on Keren Amroth. My Gavanin, my good hunter, I am Penaseth, though I am sometimes called the Keeper of Stories. Have you a tale to share? Ah, a tale to request, and none less than that of Aragorn and Arwen. Wonderful. I first met Aragorn when he was a very small child, under the care of Elrond Half-Elven, with whom I too was staying. His mother, Gilrain the Fair, brought him thither to live when he was but 2 years of age, his father Arathorn having been recently killed on campaign when an orc arrow pierced his eye. That's all straight out of the text, folks. Estelle, as Aragorn was then known, was a sweet child, serious and intelligent, with no awareness of his kingly lineage. He would not be given that until his 20th year, and we all doted upon him. Since its occurrence during the elder days, we have sung of the great romance of the man Beren One Hand, Beren Erkamion, right? That's one hand, and the elf princess Luthien, also called Tinuviel or Nightingale. I tell you this because I know of the first time Elessar set eyes upon the beautiful Undomiel. He was singing of Beren's first view of dancing Luthien, clad in silver and blue, dark-haired and gem-crowned. Just then, Arwen Undomiel, clad and bejeweled in nearly the same manner, walked before him. Believing himself the recipient of a vision, Aragorn called out, just as Beren had, Tinuviel. Tinuviel, is that not a sweet tale? Is that not a meet-cute right there? I mean, that's a meet-cute if you're asking me. No, he hadn't ever met her before, despite the fact that she's Elrond's child. Why? It is simple. She had been living here in Lothlorien, for this is the land of her mother's kin. All right, so now we have to talk to two others to get the rest of the story, or you could just read Appendix A15. Good question from Nate. This might be too personal a question. Katie inspired you with her Bree Crossroads World Mental Health Day post. I'm wondering, are there mental health related lessons you've learned from Tolkien? I'll tell you, the importance of hope is perhaps the prime lesson in Tolkien that I found. Hold on a minute. I do want to answer this. It's a very serious question. Yeah, I don't want to go all the way down there. Yeah, those are the ones I turned off. Okay. Yeah, hope, the importance of hope, the importance of not doing things on your own, of fellowship, right? Of realizing that there are tasks that you really cannot do on your own and ought not to try, because to do so would be foolish and harmful and also impossible. We're going to go straight across to Mary first and then go north to the rocks. So let's set that as our quest guide focus. You'll see the arrow only subtly changes. We'll grab some more resources as we go. But yeah, I would say hope, fellowship. I know these are just like the themes of Tolkien, but they're also very important for things like mental health, you know? I mean, you aren't meant to do this on your own. You aren't. Nobody is. You think about Sam and the whole thing, you know, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. And all of a sudden, Samwise got Scottish, and I don't know why. Forgive me. Yeah. There's a lot of wonderful life lessons in Tolkien. And, while certainly those two are two that come to mind when it comes to mental health, there's so much in the way of life lessons. I think for me, I've learned a lot about just kindness and empathy that I, would not ordinarily have had. Oh, hey, it's the mirror. And I see some people here that I need to talk to. Bain Gwaloth. Oh, this isn't the mirror. This is the LotRO reflecting pool. All right. But who's over here? Oh, Melu Brunel. So this is one of the two pieces of people I need to talk to for Elisar and Undomiel. Yes, episode 320.
Shine upon you.
Gladly will I share what I know of the tale of Aragorn and my dear little Arwen. Aragorn, called Elisar after the green elf stone given him by the Lady Galadriel himself. Actually, I stroke my neck beard. Actually, he was already called Elisar. And then that became, yeah. That's one of the reasons why anyway, that's all right. Kim, to answer your question, we are no longer focused on Moria. We are, thank God, out of the dark. We might have to go back, but we're out of it for now. We are in Lothlorien. And I'm going around getting pieces of the tale of Aragorn and Arwen. So what do we learn here? She says, and my dear little Arwen. So let's just tell you right now, this gal she's old. My dear little Arwen. Was just shy of his 50th year, still a brash youngling. He was weary, having been long fighting and traveling throughout many kingdoms, and had stopped in Lorien on his way back to Rivendell from the borders of the Black Land of Mordor. The Lady of the Golden Wood insisted that he cast off his ragged traveling apparel and dressed him in silver, white, and elven grey, such that he appeared almost more than a man, nearer to an elf lord from the Isles of the West, tall and stern. At that moment, Arwen and Undomiel, the Lady of Imladris, saw him again for the first time in nearly 30 years. At that moment, indeed, her choice was made. She swiped right. To follow, await, love, protect, and honor Elisar, and share with him the doom of men. They had but a brief season to wander together through the woods and glades of Lothlorien. The hill of Caern Amroth was their most particularly beloved place. That is why they wandered barefoot through the blossoms of Nifredil and Elenor, and it was there that they finally plighted their troth and sealed their fate. And now I'm going to get some... I didn't get a big deal for the swiping right thing. Good, I'm glad. I'm always afraid I'm going to mess that up because I've never used anything, so I don't know which direction. I had to actually look it up. Back when we were doing the Treebeard chapter, and we were talking about that, and how we'd come up with timber instead of tinder, and what direction Treebeard would swipe. And neither Sean nor I knew. We're like, we're going to have to ask somebody because we got no idea. Well, hello there, Hilbern. I have to admit, I did not think to run into you here in Lorien. You're on the wrong side of the mountains, aren't you? Aren't we all? Mary's face lights up as he laughs long and loudly. Pippin is around here somewhere, taking a nap, I believe. No, I wouldn't wake him. We'll all have plenty of time to catch up, I imagine. Lothlorien is so peaceful. It's hard to remember how hard our road will be, and has been. I wonder if you might track down Boromir. He doesn't seem to be having as good a time here as the rest of us. I think he's impatient to get going again, but maybe seeing you again will cheer him up. I last saw him on the northwest outskirts of the great clearing from which Caern Amroth rises. All right, so Boromir is up to the northwest of us, over by that stable. But we would still want to complete Stark Colors and Elisar and Undomiel. So let's do that. So we're going to go north from here and collect the chalk. Music here is fantastic. A Love Island Middle-earth edition. That would be hilarious. Not ever having watched the show. I only know about it from, social media trends and things. But a Middle-earth edition of anything would be great. I'm just always going to say yes to that. All right. So what we're looking for is chalk, white rocks, I guess. Oh, there's one. A white chalk-bearing rock. See that bird? Protected. So don't shoot the things that say protected. You always do well there. Might not have any more this direction. Might be almost out of the... Oh, but there's somebody over here I'm supposed to talk to. Who? Like right there. Is that... Oh, it's one more rock. So when an area gets kind of... You get most of the things out of the area, the individual things will then become rings on the map. But I still have to collect one more, and it'll be somewhere over there. Well, since I'm this close, I guess I will talk to Boromir. I think I need to go up, but I think I can go up here. Yep. Little switchback. We'll find Boromir. The Lady of the Wood is very mysterious. I do not know her purposes. I know only that she stripped me naked with her mind. I feel used.
It's so strange to see you here. Has Eliador been made safe already?
I remember we saw Boromir very early on in like when we were still like level 12, level 15, all the way back in Swan Fleet. I'm just looking over here. Hilbern, it is most strange to see you here, as the last time I saw you was the night Elrond of Rivendell entrusted you with the continued defenses of Eriador. Is that land so safe already? Boromir sighs and squares his shoulder again. I'm sorry, Hilbern. My words were born of frustration, not of dislike. Every hour we spend in idleness here is an hour during which the shadow draws closer to my city. I have seen little of Aragorn and even less of Gimli. The dwarf seems to have gotten over his distrust of elves easily enough. Even now he is off with Legolas, atop one of the trees at the crest of the hill of Caern Amroth. Speak to him and see for yourself. All right, we'll come back to him because I do want to go get the rest of the stones, and I just realized something. He has a little mithril thing to talk to him, so we can go collect the chalk and then go over here and do these other 3 quests in the eastern portion, and then just beam back to Gimli. In fact, we could also beam to Nidris. Whoa, that's too far. Oh, broken ankles. Ah. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. This feels so very elvish, doesn't it? Just beautiful, slightly aloof, slightly otherworldly. I like that, we don't have to really kill a lot of creatures. We're not constantly under threat. Oops, I didn't mean to kill that guy. I meant to kill the lynx. I just killed a bunny rabbit. Thankfully, it wasn't protected. Come on. Why am I not killing you? I need a valid target. Is the woodland lynx protected? No. Just wasn't targeted, apparently. There we go. Biting shrew. Sure, I'll take you down. Because we do have to eventually kill, as a deed, you have to kill wild animals in Lorien. All right, so we're looking for, there we go, White Rock. Not just elvish, but elvish with the power of a ring. That is a fair point. That is a very fair point. Oh, wait a minute. Where's... Oh. Well, that's annoying. Apparently there's only one more stone and it's all the way over here. Though, when we say elvish with the power of a ring and I think of themes and music, you know what I don't think of is Tralalalali down here in the valley, but that's elvish with the power of a ring. Oh, it's because I got all the materials. So that's the thing. I need to talk to Manasiel here, turn in the stuff, and then go talk to Gimli since he's nearby. I have to oh, there's more. It's a repeatable quest. I'm going to decline it this time because we've already done it. And then we're going to talk to Gimli, who is like right here somewhere. Right? Oh, is there a ladder? Is there a tree I have to go up? Yep. That's where he is. This flit is quite high up, isn't it? Very dangerous over short distances. By Durin's beard. I am glad to be surprised. Legolas has been showing me the woods of Lothlorien and the majesty of these trees, so like to stone-carved pillars beneath the mountains, fills this dwarf with amazement. But even in a land of marvels, its lady is the greatest one of all. Still, I am ready to return now to the ground. If you ask me, the trees are best admired from below, rather than up among their branches. He's not wrong. Woo! Level 64. Legolas and I were just about to take another walk among the trees of Lothlorien in search of patrolling orcs. Why don't you come with us? What do you think, Legolas? Is there room in our party for a third? Surely Hilbern will enjoy seeing the beauty of the wood, and the possibility of hewing an orc of 3 will only sweeten the appeal of such a tour. All right. Yeah, I got no problem with that. I'll also have to remember to go to my alts and see if I can make some stuff for level 64, since I think my armor was made for level 61. Yeah, I'm not going to get better than that. Teal, which means that it's like super high level for this. I don't think you can get anything that's legendary for that level. Is about as high as I'm going to get. And the fact that I've only gone up 3 levels isn't going to get me anything better. I might, however, be able to get better bracelets and rings. So we'll try that for my jeweler, but I'll do that off air. Nate, can you fall off those platforms? It is possible to fall off the platforms. Will I? No, I will not. I would be delighted if you would join us, Hilbern. The beauty of Lothlorien is best when shared, though we must all remain alert, even when walking among the trees of Lorien, for the orcs of Moria have come down into Nanduhirion and are able to sneak past the borders on occasion. Let me know when you are ready to go.
Are you ready to go?
I am indeed.
Though the memory be now dim, of old, elves and dwarves were close in friendship.
Sons of leaf and stone.
Gimli the dwarf, through shared hardship,
Are you ready?
the old bonds.
Just okay. Protect Legolas and Gimli. I'm sorry. I'm just a wee little hobbit.
How can I be of service?
And I'm supposed to help protect Legolas and Gimli. Yep, I have indeed, Dan. The crossovers are neat. Like the last time we crossed over them was in Rivendell. Hold, friends. Enemies are loading. Whoa. I love that. He could just be like, I shot an orc. You didn't see him, but I did. You're making things up, man. Oh, there's a dead orc. Oh, that's a few. Oh, I love me some rain of arrows. Let us press on. There may be remnants of this troop still within the woods. It saddens me to see even these few orcs within the Golden Wood. My axe delights at it, but this dwarf is saddened for your sake, and the sake of the lady. I cannot stop talking about the lady. Oh, the lady. What say you, Gimli? Do your dwarf eyes detect more orcs nearby? I don't know about my dwarf eyes. There'll be orcs close, but it is my nose that tells me so. Here come our foul-smelling foes. Rain of arrows. Doom, 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 doom. Here comes another one, boys. I've slain another. There's often the way of unwelcome visitors, Master Dwarf. Your words do not suit you, friend Galadriel. Learning the meaning of courtesy, my axe can be a willing teacher. Too many dwarves have come to LotRO in recent days. Another has come to the border, Hilbern, and is asking for you. Out of respect for you, Hilbern, and as a courtesy for the good you have done us, I have been told to find you and send you to the eaves of the wood. The stranger has arrived on these borders. In these unusual times, such a visit to Lothlorien has been seen only once. The stranger is a dwarf, and he's asking for you, Hilbern. All right, well, I guess we'll go find out who this is. What dwarf would willingly come to this place where hospitality to guests is unknown? Do not take it to heart, Gimli. Neither of our kindreds have been friendly for some time. Sounds like an elf excuse to me. He's welcome to come to Khazad-dûm if it please him. I will tie his blindfold myself. I like that. Payback. It's Bosie! Bosie. What's up, Bosie? Gimli? Glowing son? That's not Bosie, is it? You're a long way from the Iron Hills, Bosie. Things are not going well for the Iron Garrison in Khazad-dûm, Hilbern. Mazog still rules much of the deeps, and many of the levels from his stronghold of Zabad-Gathol, and many good dwarves have fallen to his forces. Some, like my own son Bori, are still captives, or worse. I cannot bear to think what torments they may have suffered behind the walls of Zabad-Gathol. Still, the dwarves of the Iron Garrison struggle to reclaim the hidden caverns, but for every beauty that is unearthed, two evils seem to spring forth from the depths. I've come to enlist the help of the ruler of these elf woods. If Celeborn of Lothlorien wishes to reap the benefits of friendship with the dwarves, he must reciprocate in kind. You're trusted by these elves, Hilbern. Tell this warden, this sentry, of our plight. Perhaps they will listen to you. Perhaps they will tell you to pound sand. We will bring this dwarf to speak with Celeborn, Hilbern, but you will be held responsible for him. You will be accountable for any and all of his actions, while he remains within the Golden Wood. Come with us. Can I just pass? Not agree on those terms? I'm missing the chat over here. Semi-interact with Gandalf post-fall. Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying the voices, Julia. That's cool. That a Dark Souls death. You died. I like that. You died. Let's see. What efforts for science? I went through this after Alan and Sean discussed in the podcast. Katie says she stuck the landing jumping off that flat and died. Yeah. By sticking the landing, you mean completely botching it and dying, but yeah. For the sake of the Iron Garrison, I have put up with the indignity of being blindfolded during the passage here, Hilbern. But my people could teach the elves of this place something of courtesy were they to visit Khazad-dûm. Let us see now if the ill manners of the elves spring from their lord. Such indignities will be forgiven if Celeborn will help the Iron Garrison. Max headroom! Will they do more than listen, I wonder? It is said the Lady of these woods wields a terrible power and is no friend to dwarves. Said by those who know little or nothing about the Lady Galadriel, her power lies in wisdom and in kindness even for those who mistrust her. This way, please. Sometimes I want to give them funny voices. This way, please. May I present Celeborn and Galadriel? Welcome to Lothlorien, Bosie of the Iron Garrison. I am at your service, Lord Celeborn and Lady Galadriel of Lorien. If you know of the Iron Garrison, you must know of the troubles that have befallen us. One of the troubles is the text moves too fast. I have to read it all. I know that one who enters Moria should expect to find troubles within it. I should be surprised to learn this was not the case. Would you say the same if it were your home that needed reclaiming? Is the danger that came to my home of my own making? I thought the elves of Lothlorien would be more courteous to their neighbors. But I see now that I was wrong, and you are content to live in seclusion until all else is destroyed. Perhaps you should tell us what hardships the Iron Garrison faces within Moria, Bosie. Yes, well, so I shall. Hilbern has been a great help to us in the mines. We have won several battles against the orcs, but always they return, and in greater numbers. Our miners work to unearth new passages, but nameless creatures lurk within the most promising. And now my son Bori has been captured by Mazog, ensnared by the sorcery of Gorathol. Gorathol is known to me. I did not know he had left Mirkwood. I will send a number of Galadrim to aid your people in their efforts, Bosie. The times are too dark for the friendship of our peoples to remain lapsed. Come here, Hilbern, and you too, Gimli. My lord's decision affects you both as well. The Lord of the Galadrim has much wisdom, and it is his wish that the dwarves not face the darkness of Khazad-dûm unaided. So it will be, and you too shall stand against whatever evils lie now beneath the mountains, Hilbern, if this is your wish. Actually, thought I was done with Moria. It is time for you to leave, young one. There is much to be done. Oh, Nate, that's only because I can only have up to 4 effects programmed to it at once, and I have to reach over and hit them, and I don't remember which ones they are. I think this one is, yeah, there we go, sort of echoey. Where's the dragon?
Is this the dragon? Yes, this is the dragon.
But then
I've got this one, which is like a slight low pitch.
Or this one! And I just forget that they're there.
But maybe I should maybe I should do that one more often. Hold on.
I would have the mines restored, but
I wish I could help the Iron Garrison with their efforts in Khazad-dûm, Hilbern. The mines have brought me great sadness, but I would have them restored.
I can't. I just can't. You shouldn't have mentioned it, Nate, because now I'm just gonna all day, every day.
but I cannot. My road lies with Frodo.
and I will see this errand through before I return to the mines. The need of the Iron Garrison is great, but Glowing Sun does not turn aside from one charge to begin another. Gimli's brow furrows, and then his eyes light with wonderment. Besides, it means I get to spend more time with Galadriel. I am struck by the thought, Hilbern, that Bosie's tidings may not have been unknown to the Lady Galadriel. At my first meeting with her, it seemed to me that she offered a choice between continuing the quest and leaving it to others. And here arrives just such a point of decision. Oh, man. All right. So do I take the Bow of Unification? No. Do I take the Blade of Unity? It's better than my Peerless. Let's see. Adds a critical rating bump to what I've got. Slight bump in morale, slight bump. But instead of getting Vitality and Agility, I get Fate and Will, which are useless to me. So no, I'll take the Enhancement Runes. Thank you very much. This is my decision. I will not abandon the quest with which I have been charged. I hope you will give to Bosie and the rest of the Iron Garrison the aid that I would have provided if I were there, Hilbern. When the errand of this company is finished, I hope to return to a reclaimed Moria, and your efforts will help make that possible. Bosie said he would return to the Chamber of the Crossroads near Durin's Way. Go now to him. Give him both my regrets that I cannot now return, and my fervent good wishes for his success. I will, but I'm going to do that later. I got a deed because I found that one place. Yeah, okay. So now what I want to do, before I do continue the quest, because I don't want to necessarily go back into Moria anytime soon. Yeah, that I do remember. That was hilarious, Katie, when I bumped that and was talking like this.
Was talking like this for like 5 minutes, and I didn't even know it. I was like, welcome to the Prancing Pony Podcast, please, people. And I
just didn't know that it was there. That was really hilarious. Yeah. That was so much fun. So I know that we're going to have to go back to Khazad-dûm for that, but there's one more person about Elisar and Undomiel, and then there's a couple other quests here with the saplings and the shapes from Shapelessness. So I'm going to beam over to Nyrus to hear the rest of Elisar and Undomiel, and then I'm going to do that thing with the Malbrethil saplings, the birchwood, and the stone before we go back to talk to Bosie. You know, this looks so charming and romantic to just be lying here in the grass in Lothlorien, but it also looks really itchy. Like, I mean, I'm itching on their behalf. Anyway.
What brings you to Lothlorien?
My Gavanin, I am Nyrus, the keeper of the histories of the Galadhrim. I have memorized the lays and poems, the lineages, the heraldry, and the great martial and political deeds of our people. How may I be of service? I love this. I'm a walking, talking history book. I know it all. Ah, I see. A tale of recent days, then. I have read a tale recorded by Elrond Half-Elven of the solemn discourse he held with the son of Arathorn, 15th chieftain of the Dunedain. The Lord of Imladris had read the heart of Aragorn and seen the newborn love there for Arwen Undomiel. He told Aragorn of the great doom that awaited him. Either he would rise above all his lineage since the days of Elendil the Tall, father of Isildur, or he would plunge into darkness with all the remnants of his kin. Also, that in the many years of trial that lay before him, he would neither take a wife nor bind a woman's troth to himself until he should be found worthy of doing so. Elrond further warned Aragorn that the even star of her people was too far above him, and he too young for her. He explained how the long life and youth of the Eldar were hers, while her father stayed here, and that she would be able to follow him into the west when he should go. Were she to choose to bind herself to a mortal, her doom would be bleak, her life shortened. She would never marry a mortal, unless he was king of both Arnor and Gondor. Well, how do you become king then? Well, the Lady of the Lake. Sorry. Before I finish up, there's a chat. Speculation of a Minas Tirith Lego set. I have not seen such speculation, but I live in a cave. I would not be surprised at all. They have done a lot of really cool Lego sets lately. I mean, last few years, they've done Barad-dûr, they've done Rivendell, they've done Bag End. They've done that really cool Balrog Book Nook. So yeah, I can fully see a Minas Tirith or even a redo of Helm's Deep would be another good one, because the Helm's Deep one was huge, but didn't last very long. It's very, very hard to get and very expensive if you do. Last paragraph of the quest here. The next day, Aragorn, son of Arathorn, took his leave of his mother Gilrain and left the last homely house to go forth into the wilds. He was soon, however, seen once more here in Lothlorien. It is an abiding sorrow and grief to many of us that young Arwen and Dormiel will not come with us when we go. Now, Aitaya, hold this tale close to your heart. Consider it. Learn from it. Farewell, patient river hobbit. Okay. That was pretty cool. Now, let's go do these other quests. We're going to go do Shapes from Shapelessness and Mabrethil Saplings. So let's set that one as our quest guide focus and head that way. We're supposed to examine the saplings, and while we're there, we're also going to gather 5 pieces of birchwood. I am a walking, talking history book, only if we're talking about the fictional history of Middle-earth. And even then, I can keep telling folks, when you hear me on the show, you are hearing what I learned just a couple of weeks before I told you about it. I'm not, I don't hold all this in my memory. It is, I learn it, I put it all together, and then I move on to the next thing because my brain is deeply finite. Lots of hungry shrews. Oh, well, hello. A woodland hunter. Have that. You have discovered Keren Brethil. All right, this must be where the Malbrethil saplings are. In the meantime, there's some Khazad-skarn. But we're also supposed to gather birchwood. Ah, there's some birchwood over to our left. The title descriptor. Oh, at the end. Yeah, it definitely would change. I mean, it's it changes by some of them change by your class, some of them change by your race. Oh, another woodland hunter. Anything I've learned from LotRO that has influenced how I've... That's a very interesting question. There are a few things... I will say this, that it's done a good job of filling in the gaps so that when I'm reading the books, oftentimes I am imagining things based on the description, based on what I see in this game, especially if it's a place that wasn't in the movies. Sometimes even if it is a place that was in the movies. I mean, this version of Lothlorien has definitely replaced the film version in my mind. I mean, in terms of visually, when I see it. Okay, so I still need to examine the saplings, but I haven't spotted the saplings. No, I bet they're all the way up here. No. Let's just take a look at the text. Maybe it's something obvious. Malbrethil saplings can be found in Tower Heath, northeast of Ceren Amroth. Find and examine some of them. Okay, well, that's where I'm at. Oh, there's one. Oh, they are all up here. No. Oh, they're the little trees. Okay, so I just need to find 3 more like that. The boughs are dropping, and its bark looks brittle. There's another one. Oh, Arnor, yeah. I Yeah, for those who have been with us, the Arnor reveal in this is pretty wild. Okay, there's another one. Hopefully when we get this one, we'll get a ring icon on the map for the fourth one. We do. Aha. There it is. The saplings appear to be. They all have drooping boughs and brittle bark. So we're going to talk to somebody about that after we go gather stone. And what's cool is it looks like, yeah, all of them are there at Karen Amroth. Except for the chapter 4 one. Oh, no. Oh, no. And they're protected. So I can't really kill them. I got to let them. I just got to run away. I didn't realize that any of the protected species would attack. So the Malorn Eos. All right. Yeah, very Hobbit POV story. That is true. Tolkien writes from that perspective because they are the least knowledgeable. Oh, stinging swarms. They are so annoying. Golden-tailed doe. Doesn't say they're protected, but I'm not shooting one. Golden-tailed buck. Again, of course, he'll get mad at me if I stay around too long. Don't get mad at me, sir. I'm not trying to make you mad. Okay, so we're looking for, there we go, stones. So yeah, it appears the saplings are sick. We're going to find out a little bit more about them. My hunch, based on how many hungry shrews there were, is that they are being like eaten. Oh, a protected piglet. So once again, some of these species will aggro even though they're protected, and you just have to run away. So you look at him. Rawr, rawr. Now the Tusker is not protected, so we're going to shoot him. All right. So from here, once we gather this stone, we'll be able to, yep, let's just port back to the top of Kenner and Amroth. Oops. I don't want to do that. I just want to port there. And we'll turn in all three.
Hail! What brings you to Lorien?
Welcome back. Oh, these will do, Hilbern. These will do very nicely. That'll do, pig. That'll do. My heartiest thanks. In fact, turn your face a little towards the light. There, hold still. Perhaps I have found my inspiration after all. I could do it again, but I don't want to. I choose not to. All right, Tuilin.
What brings you to Lorien?
You have learned the tale. It is sad but beautiful, is it not? I hear that Arwen now resides again with her father in Imladris, awaiting the day when Aragorn claims his rightful inheritance.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
Now that you know the sweet history of Elessar and his lady love Undomiel, perhaps you understand the solemnity of their joining and their parting. The happiest time they had together was the season they spent in Lorien, especially here upon Keren Amroth. It is the habit of many of us who have known either of them to spend time upon the hill in the sunshine, reflecting upon the sacrifices they have made for each other. It is a good way to put one's problems into perspective, among other things. Would you like to do so as well? It must be during the day. As Aragorn said when they spoke their promises, neither the shadow, which he always repudiates, nor the twilight is for him, being mortal. Go to the southern side of the hill and meditate upon these matters for a time. Going to do that now while it's daytime. Come on. I don't want it to be daylight. I want it to be daylight here. Where do we go? There we go. You're at the spot in which they plighted their troth. Meditate. Or actually, maybe he's... Oh. Okay, now we get to talk to Tuilin again, but also Melandathor. Let's talk to Melandathor first. Manasiel would give me that repeating quest about the berries and stuff. I don't want to touch him. Brittle bark, drooping boughs. These are not the signs of any particular ailment with which I am familiar. I think we should need to seek advice about this. If you're willing to be of further aid, Hilbern, I would ask that you seek out the counsel of Orthir, a scholar of the trees who has made the woods of LotRO, and especially the majestic trees in and around Caern Amroth, his particular study. Describe to him the symptoms you found on the Malbrethil saplings, and follow his advice. You will find him not far west of here near the path. And we shall, after we talk to Tuilin one more time, to finish in honor of love deferred. That's not who I want to talk to. He's just going to give me a repeating quest. But repeating quests are good if you're trying to grind rep. That's a perfectly fine thing to do. You have the peaceful look of one who has meditated, Hilbern. Solemn and peaceful.
Sweet life, Randir. Stay a moment and speak with me.
Turmoil threatens our golden wood for the first time in many a year, Hilbern. The ravages of Orkkind to the northwest, the unusually aggressive river creatures to the southeast. I worry that fear may be taking more of a toll upon us than we might admit. I have an idea, and if you will help me see it to completion, it may aid in staving off the insidious dread that is the enemy's weapon. Now, the golden flower we call Eleanor, and its pale counterpart Nifredil, are nearly as much in the heart of every elf as is Caern Amroth itself, the hill upon which they grow. Their smell revives us, their gentle colors rest our eyes. Please, pick some and bring them to my friends elsewhere in Lothlorien. Maliriel is the feast mistress at Imlad Lalaith, which would be the Valley of Laughter, right? Imlad is valley, like Imlad Morgul. Lalaith, for those who maybe remember the story of Turin, the sorrowful, tragic tale. His little sister, who was like, a baby when he was 4 or 5, died from the plague. And her name was Lalaith. Follow the road east and south until you reach the Hythe by the river. Umbendel is at Echad Andastel. You may have already met him. Retrace your steps back to northern Nimrodel, southwest of here. Talan Fanuithal is west of Caern Amroth. There you will find Bahanneth, the quartermaster. Okay, so we have to collect the blossoms and then take them to people. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and... Oh, and all of them are down here, of course. Or the Eleanor and Nifredil. I'm not entirely sure that the Lalaith is an Easter egg per se, so much as just simply the word for laughter. But it is entirely possible. All right, so we're trying to collect Eleanor and Nifredil, and I do love this because they are beautiful flowers, as described in the texts. And of course, Eleanor is the flower that Sam named his daughter after, because hobbits name their daughters after flowers, and Sam was thinking about that, but was like, it needs to be a really special name, a really pretty name, because she's going to be beautiful. And Frodo's like, well, what about the little golden flower on Caern Amroth? Eleanor. And so she is named Eleanor. And since it is public knowledge, because I've mentioned it on the show many times, that is also my daughter's name. We've collected all the Eleanor we need to collect. We now need to collect 4 more Nifredil blossoms. No, not too late, Watcher. I mean, we've probably got about a half hour left or so. Let's see. Yeah, still more. Nifredil. You're right again, Mr. Frodo. That's just what I wanted. It's got to be a beautiful name because she's a beautiful girl. She's going to be beautifuler still. I love that, beautifuler. What a word that is. All right, so we're going to go port to Orthier, talk to him so we can figure out what's going on with the trees.
May the stars of Elbereth shine upon you.
My Govanin, you were sent from Melendathor. Very well. What assistance do you need? Ah, the Melbrethil. The first Malbrethil tree was a gift from those who dwell beyond the sea. We prize them so because they listen to the harmonies of Middle-earth itself and breathe them out to their surroundings. But you say they are suffering. This is no small matter. I fear that since our lands have been visited by so very many of the friends and allies of Gandalf the Grey and Elrond Half-Elven, the forest and its beasts have been quieter, frightened perhaps. I think that you might remedy this were you to sing to the saplings. Oh no, you have the wrong person, sir. You don't want me to sing to the saplings unless you want them to grow legs and find the nearest cliff over which to hurl themselves. But okay, any song will do. I'll remember that. Perhaps hearing of your homeland will strengthen them. When you have sung to them, seek out Sendiel, another warden of the woods, whom I last saw in a clearing in Galirdor, southwest of the hill of the first Malbrethil. All right. The voice. All right, so... Oh, they're all the way over there, though. Nah, I don't want to go sing to them. Well, we're closer to these other people, so let's do the Nifredil one. We may end up not healing the trees. We might just bring the blossoms to these people and then go talk to Bosi. I'll take requests, though, for if I do sing. Songs should I sing to them? Nah, it's okay. Well, I mean, maybe if we... Let's do the blossoms first. So we probably only have time tonight for a couple more things. So I can't really get where I want to go. So I think I still have to kind of go this way. Even though I want to go that way. Oh, that's right. Because this is where we get... no, this isn't where I was thinking. I'm going the wrong direction because you won't let me go the direction I want to go. That's the story of LotRO, though, folks. I mean, the story of LotRO is all about you can't get there from here. Bop, no. It's got to be a song we've referenced on the show. Trying not to draw a lot of aggro here. Oh. All right, then. Bahaneth.
Beware each other.
Carry on, my wayward son. Got some Depeche Mode. Yeah, no. Let me think. I can't think with music going, so let me think what other... I mean, I could Rickroll the tree. All right. I have no time just now for any... What is that aroma? By sea and stars, whence came these blooms? Tuilin has, as always, cut to the heart of the matter in her own quiet way. My steps are now lightened. I should display these, that all the warriors here might also benefit from their sweet smell. He's also got a couple of other quests for me. The Orcs of Moria. So I'm supposed to aid Manador and Rheingon. Let's see what else they want. Collect. Okay. I'll take them all because you just never know what I'm going to do. Wow. Scout places and run interference.
Troubles lie on all borders of LotRO. Will you aid us?
Where's Rheingon? Maybe Rheingon's down here? That's determining their strength is the wrapper one. Oh, okay. Up at that next camp. Ooh. A rabid Wolverine wouldn't wait. They would definitely aggro. There's going to be some more quests to pick up over here, it looks like. It says already in use. Come on. There we go. There's Rheingon. Terminator Strength Northern camps. While Fenuithal Defense is active, Rheingon will not be available for quest completion or comments. You have to wait for Fenuithal Defense to end to complete this quest. Okay. Fenuithal Skirmish. Talk to Rheingon. A repeatable quest. Okay, so that would take me an actual skirmish. Lots and lots of quests here, folks. We're going to remove the wrapper quest on that one. But you can see here that these are all up here in the northwest portion of the map. So getting rid of, for now, the epic, as well as the singing to the saplings, taking the blossoms to people. These are all the ones I've picked up. Preemptive measures, determining their strength, running interference, determining their strength north, and Fenuithal skirmish. All of those are going to be combat missions that you would fight from this part of the thing. So instead, let's deactivate those for now. I mean, I want a good fight, but let's take... All right, so it looks like what we want to do is go down here to turn in some more flowers. And then the other person's over here. So what we'll do is we'll take a horse from Echad Andestel to the vineyards of Lorien and then hop over to that last person. So let's do that. We can always come back and do the missions. And I remember doing those. They are good. I did them quite a bit to help grind my rep with Durthal, my captain. It's wild that in a little while I will be at the same level as Durthal. He's, I think, level 79 or 80. And I've never used a Valar thing on him like I did on Halagrim. Ooh. Oh, cool. A big named warg. I think we want to kill you. What's the Wolverine have to do with any of this? Oh, he knocked me out. Wake up with the cry of the hunter. Get that morale bubble. Pop a potion. Because this guy's a mess. Got him. Mithril Flake. I still have a wound, so I need to purge poison again. That was a little something, huh? I might have to revisit quests to get some more rep. I'm still only an acquaintance at this point. All right. Yeah, so I'll pop down over here, bring the blossoms to Umbendel at... why is it frozen? Okay, lag time, because he's not moving. There we go. The escape key wasn't even working. We're going to give this a minute, folks. Sometimes that happens. Milthrow Flake is the new band name. As a crafter, I was all about getting those Milthrow Flakes. Okay, I'm going to exit or log out and log back in and see if that helps. Otherwise, the session this evening might be over a little sooner than planned. Yeah, something's weird because usually the Enter Middle Earth button comes back right quick. My favorite in-game region. There's so many. And it really depends on what class I am. Like, because it's about the enemies, right? It's about having fun with the enemies. Oh, well, that's interesting. The connection to the server has been lost. That doesn't happen very often. It does happen, but it doesn't happen often. Yeah, I had does a bowl of Fruit Loops count, Katie? I'll have a proper dinner after. I don't know, so many good regions in the game. I really do love the Shire and Yonder Shire and the area, before Bree and all that. The early levels are just there's some nostalgia there that I really enjoy. But they're not, particularly well designed or anything. They're just simple levels or simple regions. I'd have to look at the map again. I think a lot of the stuff in Rohan is amazing. A lot of the stuff in Rohan. I do have to say they did a fantastic job with Umbar. I would have to say. This isn't looking good, folks. It looks like maybe the server is down because, it's still stuck on the loading screen. I was going to end it in about 10 minutes anyway. No, it's not Moria, Nate. I can tell you that much right now. It is not Moria. You know what it isn't? You know what else it isn't? Minas Morgul. Brrr. I'd rather spend time wandering around Mordor. Minas Morgul's awful. Nate, your chat says I came online. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see because, clearly it's not going anywhere. So I'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll wrap it up. And we'll just do some extended chat, or maybe I'll go grab a pack of magic cards, and we'll open up a pack and see what's in there. Well, good night, Kim. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry the game wrapped up on us at a very inopportune time. You know me. I like to finish my session near a milestone or a stable, or not in the middle of a region, just wandering around. Yeah, I'm going to call it. Task manager. Come on, show me LotRO. LotRO client. End task. All right, and pull up the chat on the window again. All right. Well, that was weird. That was really weird. But it happens, right? Technology is technology. The fact that I've probably done how many streams with Hilbern? 30, 40 streams at least, I would imagine. And that hasn't happened yet. I've only had that happen just a handful of times. Farewell, Martin. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on Saturday. All right, let me go. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a pack of cards. All right. I don't have a ton left before I actually open the boxes. I do have. Those are just some land packs. Yeah, I have 3 regular packs and a collector booster. I'm not opening the collector booster, but let's open a set booster and see what we get. Set booster, Lord of the Rings, set booster. What do we get? All right. Ooh, of course, you're always going to get an art card. So this is the art card that we got this time. It's Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Okay. I'm not going to bother with the lands. I mean, we got a forest. These are some commons, but we picked up Wizard's Rockets. I like this. So you spend whatever amount of mana you want and tap it and sacrifice it, and you can add X mana in any combination of colors. So it basically recolors your mana. If you've got a whole bunch of forests, but you need a whole bunch of swamps or whatever, then you can just turn them into something else. Pretty clever. Okay. Ent's Fury, another common card. This time it's a sorcery that enables you to put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control, as long as it's a pretty big creature to begin with. And ooh, I love the art on this one. Great Hall of the Citadel. I was just reading this for Middle Earth Map Monday and reading the description of the Great Hall. There's a land. I like that. I've not watched the Magic session from Oxamute. I'll have to check that out. I really do enjoy the game, and I'm looking forward to playing it some more. I'm actually kind of bummed that I haven't been able to play it since Don Marshall was on here. Here we have another one. This is Gimli's Axe. Great artwork here. Oh, I love this. Love the artwork. And this gives the equipped creature +3, but only on attack. It doesn't help with defense. But as long as it is equipped, the creature is legendary. As long as it is on a legendary creature, that legendary creature has menace, which means you have to assign at least 2 creatures to block it. That's nice. Yeah, I'm sure we could probably find somebody who's willing to teach a little bit. I could bring the starter decks, which are a great way to learn the basic mechanics. Gorbag of Minas Morgul. This is an uncommon, not rare, but an uncommon. He's a legendary creature. Create a treasure token when you do. Okay, pretty cool. Another uncommon. This is Saruman's Trickery. Like a lot of instance, it's blue. Blue relies on magic. The blue decks, like red deck, relies on small, fast creatures. Green relies on big monster creatures. White relies on healing. Black relies on like death magic and stuff. Blue relies on spells. And this one is just a counter, except that when you counter, you also get a +1/+1 counter on an army that makes it an orc army. The last of the uncommons. No, I get another uncommon. This is Saruman the White, a legendary creature, avatar wizard with ward. Whenever you cast your second spell, you get more orcs, 2 more orcs. See what I mean about synergy, right? A blue deck, you use Saruman, and the next thing you know, you start building a massive orc army. I love it, Chewy, because you know what? I got 2 boxes of these boosters sitting in my closet. I haven't opened them yet. And then the other uncommon, Grishnak, Brash Instigator. Look at the artwork on that guy. Now, whenever he enters the battlefield, he's also legendary. You get 2 orcs, and when you that is orcs 2. When you do, gain control of target non-legendary creature that an opponent controls. Untap it, and it gains haste until end of turn. Wow, that's nasty. Another common one. This is the Lash of the Balrog. Sorcery, where it only costs 1 black to cast. But as an additional cost, you have to sacrifice a creature, and it destroys a target creature. That is powerful. Because you could spend 1 black mana on this, sacrifice a 1/1 creature that cost you 1 mana the turn before, and destroy a target creature. That is nasty. And here is the rare card in this pack, the Horn of Gondor. Made from the Kine of Ra, right? The horn from the Kine of Ra, which is the cattle all the way out there. And look at the metal work at the end with the Tree of Minas Tirith. It's a legendary artifact, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. And as long as you still have this on the field, you spend 3 mana and tap this, and you create another white human soldier creature token, except that the army doubles in size every time. So if you create 1, right, you've got 1, then you do it again, it creates another 1. Well, now you have 2. The next time it creates 2. Now you have 4. The next time it creates 4, and so on. The Horn of Gondor. And then, of course, you also get a foil card. In this case, my foil is not a rare. It's just a common, but it's some pretty art. Cast into the Fire. Choose 1. Cast into the Fire deals either a damage up to 2 creatures or exile an artifact. And the flavor text at the bottom, but for Gollum, I could not have destroyed the ring. So let us forgive him, for the quest is achieved, and now all is over. I do enjoy these cards. They're really pretty. Yeah, I used to have bankers boxes of Magic cards that I got so into it back in, like, I want to say heavily into it in 94, 95, 96 was the period of time that I was most into it. Nate, if there's a Wings of the Balrog card, I'm going to have words with Wizards of the Coast. I mean, they got to know better. They got to know better. Well, that was fun. And it is 7:30 my time, so I'm going to call it. I know we'd go until between 7:30 and 8 usually. I'm going to call it here at 7:30 because I do have a TTT hangout at 8 o'clock, so I can't run this very late. But those of you who are patrons of the TTT, please be sure to join me in the Discord server in 30 minutes for a 1-hour hangout to just talk about whatever. It's like a Reddit AMA. You just ask me whatever you want. Talk about the show, talk about whatever. Just hang out with your friends. Always a fun time. But yeah, it's Chewy. It's why I don't even want to even consider Pokemon, because I see the people lined up outside my local GameStop on whatever day they get them. I'm like, there's 15, 20 people standing around outside an hour before the store opens. I'm like, I don't want to have to be that guy. So I'll just keep doing Lord of the Rings and enjoy it very much. But I guess before I go, I should ask if there are any more questions. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and head out, and then we'll do this again on Saturday. And just as a reminder, no, we will not do it this Saturday. We will not do it this Saturday. I forgot. This is the Saturday. I told you all this past Saturday, that I wouldn't be doing it this Saturday, but I will be out of town this Saturday. So I will not be doing the stream on Saturday. I will be back again next Tuesday night. And then we'll go back to Tuesdays and Saturdays. Just the one Saturday that I have to miss. I don't think I miss another one until our moot in December. Speaking of which, please be sure, if you have not yet registered, to go register for the moot. Actually, rather than the lower third, I'll give you the ticker. Okay, there you go, because that'll also have a link you can grab. Oh, I know what I can do. There we go. Just scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to registration. Absolutely. That's what you should do. Oh, yeah. That's true. And I can't say I won't miss any, but I don't have any that I know I'm going to miss. That's what I mean. Like, I don't have any plans to miss. I don't have any, expectations. Good question, Nate. I don't know. I know Katie's been working on that with our new vendor, so hopefully, sure, like she just said, soon. So yeah, we'll get that back up and running. Oh, excuse me. Some great artwork lately. I mean, it's all been great the last, really ever since Megan's come along, but it's been really neat to see the development of some of the artwork because it's really hard. I tell her, okay, I'm going to be doing this chapter, so I want some artwork. It's like, okay, then what? And so we go through a process of what are some moments in the text that we can represent graphically. And the Eldarian and Horrendous one that you would have just seen recently is another great example of Megan's work. So good. So really good. But yeah, I still think though my favorite is the one that I got that I actually got on a mug. I liked it so much. It was back in season 7, maybe? Might have been season 8. I don't remember now. Yeah, season 7. It was the Siege of Gondor. I think I can do this. If I go image and I show off this art. There it is. So that is, of course, the city of Minas Tirith at 7 levels. The stars of Elendil and the forces of Sauron encircling on the Pelennor. Just a really strong graphic representation of that chapter, the Siege of Gondor. So really, really good. But a lot of them are great. I mean, you want great symbolism. I'm going to pull one more and then I'm going to go. Remove this and then let me show you the one that I think is probably has the most subtle, like, ooh, there's a lot there. I never would have guessed there's that much stuff there, but there is. Where is it? Passing of the Grey Company. It's literally got so much in it that I can't remember all of it. Image. Here we go. Passage of the Grey Company. There we go. So you've got the Stone of Urek, and you've got the horn that summons the dead. You've got the 7 stars, with the 1 star being representative of, I don't know for sure, maybe Elendil, because I think this one is Aragorn. At the bottom, you've got I don't remember. All the gray dots represent the riders of the Grey Company, but I don't remember who the ones at the bottom represent. Oh, they're Legolas and Gimli and Elladan and Elrohir, and then Aragorn, and then the rest of the Grey Riders. I mean, just the symbolism, and it's like, most people won't even get that, so we don't, but she's such a great job with doing that kind of stuff. And yes, all this art will be available on the store. It was available on our old one. Just does a fantastic job. I should probably do an entire episode devoted to that artwork. I mean, some of it is just absolutely spectacular. I'm looking at, I mean, the Houses of Healing, the last debate. I'd forgotten about the Black Gate opens. You want a nasty one here. This is great right here. I love this. Yeah, not the art itself. I mean, you get the art on a t-shirt, you get the art on a, but yeah, it's not like you're going to get the art by itself. But that is the Black Gate opens, the mouth of Sauron approaching. Oh, man, it's just a fantastic job on these things. And that is all, the stuff I just showed you is just artwork from season 7. Season 8, she did it again with, all of the Field of Cormallen and Mount Doom, the Steward of the King. We even had to do, there were some of them where it was just so rich, I felt like I needed 2 pieces of art. Steward of the King is one of those. But yeah, I thought the Grey Havens was great. The Grey Havens is really, really good. The appendices, talk about a tough job. Come up with artwork for the appendices, right? But you look at some of these examples, and I'm sorry, I'm just bragging on a teammate here. Well, I should be bragging on Katie because she's been doing a fantastic job of getting the moot ready. and I am going to go still soon. I know it's the other thing I'm going to get. Katie says the Hope versus Despair there. Yeah, that would have been in the Stone of the Wreck in the Passing of the Gray Company. Golem reaching out to you, Catastrophic Eagle. So this is just it was Appendix A for 3/4 of the season, but she did different A's, one for Numenor and the descendants of Numenor, one for the dwarves, and one for Rohan. And I just love this because this is the Scepter of Numenor right here, right there on the left-hand side of the A, and then you've got the 7 stars. And it's just like, wow, such great, just amazing, wonderful work. So I am very fortunate. I have a wonderful team. That's Megan. She's been doing the art now for 3 years plus. I got Phil working the website, Jordan doing the incredible job on editing, Jonathan doing the editing on video. Obviously Katie doing a fantastic job helping to run Patreon, make sure people get their stuff, but also running the Discord and running the Moot. I know I'm missing somebody. Casey doing social media, Becca handling the mailbag. I really have a good team, I have to admit. Very, very fortunate with that. Yeah, the art, it's amazing because those websites that have to shrink it down, they just don't do the art justice. So consider that when when you get the T-shirt or the mug or whatever it might come with, because I'll tell you, it's really worth the effort. So, all right, folks, I am going to head out for now. I appreciate you all just hanging out with me for a little while since we couldn't get LotRO to keep running. And I will talk to you all later. And some of you, I will talk to in about 20 minutes. So good night for now.